Hello,
Hi,
this is another knitting journal. I am Joji,
I am Joji's mom.
and today is November 28th. It's a very special day for our
Yes.
family because it's my eldest son's birthday. Nano is turning 13 today. So that means that I am.
That means that you are a mom and I am a grandmother.
Yes, we are both celebrating becoming a mom and a grandma for the first time 13 years ago. And so we're both very, very happy, very emotional. And I asked mom if I'm going to turn my notifications off. Sorry about that. I asked mom if she wanted to come and record a journal. We both have a few things that we can share with you. So here we are, recording another journal.
Yeah.
So
we didn't record for many weeks.
Many weeks, maybe months.
Mm-hmm.
I have been
working
really hard, incredibly busy with my bag business mostly. So what happened is that maybe it grew too fast, which is a great thing, but I don't think that I could have made it happen any other way. We were really blown away with everyone's reaction to the things we make, the things we like. And if you have never heard of our bag company, it's called Joji and Co, and it is a handmade bag company. I don't make the bags myself, but I work with a lot of Argentine makers who use mostly leather and all sorts of materials that are local to us. And what I do is I design the products, I gather the makers, and we all work together to make it possible to deliver products worldwide. This meant that the demand was fortunately very high, which allowed us to create many jobs. There are many people now working for Joji and Co, and also it required us to learn a lot about finances and exports and logistics and a lot of things. And I really wanted to make everyone happy with the bags. I wanted to get everyone the bags they want. So that meant that I have been working maybe too hard lately, and I haven't been knitting a lot. So mom has been knitting like crazy always. Some things she can show, some other things she cannot show, but I haven't been knitting much. And I really miss it. I really miss how I feel with knitting, how it helps me lower my anxiety, and how it connects me with my friends and my mom and everyone who watches this podcast. So a few weeks ago I started reflecting on this, and a week ago I hired someone to come work with me. We are still training her. She's my husband's sister, my sister-in-law, but that has also meant that slowly I am starting to take a step back and allowing other people to take control over things that I don't need to do myself, like generating labels for shipping and sending out notifications and packing. So that has allowed me to actually knit and have some things to share with everyone.
But relax a little bit.
And relax a little bit, maybe not yet, but hopefully by the time we reach the summer, that will be possible. It's quite hot.
Today it is quite hot.
Today it's quite hot. Mom is always kind of cold, but in general it's been quite warm. Today maybe it's 25-ish. 28 Celsius. Last week we have had the days that it reached 38 Celsius, which is close to 100
very hot
degrees Fahrenheit. And yes, we are only approaching summer. We haven't reached summer yet, so we're getting ready to. So enough about me. What have you been doing, Mom? Have you been knitting?
Yes, I have been knitting some shawls. And what is better is my yellow.
Yes, this is
my yellow one.
Something super special.
Yes. I was waiting for this yellow yarn, and I began to knit it, but in the middle of the project I had to finish a lot of things for you and for another designer.
Yes.
So it was in standby for several weeks, but now it is ready.
Mom, have you shown this in the journal before, or is it the first time?
No, it is the first time.
Okay. So this is Mom's Let Go Cardigan. This is one of my designs. It is featured in the Interpretations 3 book, and it is an open front cardigan. It's quite open, and then it has a panel of ribbing that grows.
It is not blocked yet.
Okay. And it has these nice cables. It is worked from the top down, and it has satin sleeves that are worked seamlessly. It has some nice cables there too, and
it is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, Mom. Yes. And the yarn that she used is it's called Pura Fina.
Yeah.
And
Sun, I think the name is Sun. I cannot remember. I think it is.
It is dyed by gold.
It
is dyed by our friend Ale, and her brand is Pura Hilados. We talked about her a lot of times. She's a good friend of both of us, and yeah. So, are you going to try it on?
Okay.
I help you.
I think it fits me.
I think it fits you super well. Yes. And we are going to block it, but it's perfect on you. Well done. Yes, this is so nice. So, are you going to wear this in our future trip?
I think yes.
Yes.
I think
so, we have planned a trip. This is something that came up. When did we plan this trip? In October? In October. More or less for Mother's Day, or before that?
Before that.
So we have decided to go as a family, everyone, including kids and grandparents, all of them, to the United States. So it's going to be 7 of us, Charlie and I, Nano and Sevi, our kids, my mom and Charlie's parents, so my parents-in-law, and we are going to take a trip in January for 12 days, and we're going to go to New York, we're going to go to Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Boston. And it's going to be mostly a family-oriented trip. There's not going to be any work done related to knitting at the time, but I am going to take Mom to Vogue Knitting Live. This is something that I haven't really shared because, I don't know, I'm not going to be working there. I'm just going there to enjoy ourselves and It is probably the first festival that you attend.
Yes.
Mom has been with me to a retreat. Last year we went
It was very nice.
Yes. Last year we went to the Curious Handmade Retreat in Bath in England, but I was working. So I was teaching classes and we had a lot of time together because we also traveled before and after. But when all the knitting was there to be seen and talked about, I was teaching classes and I was working. So,
but it was a very nice place.
It was amazing.
It a lot.
It was really, really nice. But Mom has never been to a big show with a lot of vendors and booths and stands. And
in Bath there was a marketplace.
There was a very small marketplace, but she has never been to one of these events where all the knitting celebrities are, and I don't know. I had thought of taking her to Rhinebeck as a surprise. Excuse me. This past October. But, well, initially it was going to be just Mom and I have a tendency to go very fast. When I'm alone with Mom, I sometimes forget that she needs a bit more time to walk and rest and, just go more calmly. So then I thought it could be a good idea to bring both grandmas. So it would be my mom, my mother-in-law, and I going to Rhinebeck, and that sounded like a terrific idea. But then I realized that my mother-in-law doesn't have a visa. Mom and I have a visitor's visa for the US. You need a visa if you are Latin American. But my mother-in-law didn't have one, and we didn't have enough time to get her one for Rhinebeck. So that idea got stuck in my mind. I thought, I really want to go to these places with Mom because, I don't know, we're so involved with knitting lately and I really wanted to take her. So I thought, okay, then maybe next opportunity is to take her to New York. You have been talking about going back to New York for a while.
Yeah, because you asked me which is a place in the world you would visit.
Yes.
You would like to visit. And I said New York.
Yes. So I thought, okay, this is going to be a good idea.
I have been there, but I like it too much.
Yes. We went there together in 2015, I think. Or was it 14? 14.
I think 14.
2000 May 2014. So it's been a while. It's been a long time. So now we're all going back together.
Las Torres Gemelas todavía no estaban habilitadas.
The One World wasn't yet open. So yes, we're going to do that. And so Mom gets terribly, terribly cold. Like really, really crazy cold, even if it's warm. For most people, my mom will be really, really freezing, which is something that I've been fearing, but we'll do our best to keep her warm. And yes, and I've been thinking, what kind of knitting will Mom bring with her? What kind of knits will she wear? And we will have to make sure that she always wears woolen socks and mittens and a hat.
Yes, I am rather preoccupied.
Worried
about the luggage.
The luggage.
Yes, because we have not a lot of place.
We don't have a lot of room. We don't have a lot of room because we will be driving a van. So my suggestion is that you wear everything. You carry everything on your body, and that's it. You wear everything all the time on you, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. But she's very worried, as you can see. She's very worried.
Yes, because I know I am cold.
Yes.
And warm clothes need
More room. Yes. Okay, so
do you want me to show the shawls?
Yes.
This one.
Oh, I hadn't seen this finished and blocked. When did you make this with Susanna?
Sorry?
This was a knit along with Susanna.
Yes.
So this is a Storm Shawl. Again, one of my designs.
Me tengo que arreglar.
See? Sorry, I keep seeing your mistakes. And so Mom has a friend called Susanna, and they get together to knit every Saturday.
Yeah.
And Susanna doesn't read instructions in English, but she does very well following your directions, and she's very courageous with her knitting. So
perseverante.
And
she wants to do something.
Is like she sticks with it.
Mm-hmm. She wants to do it, and she tries, and finally she gets.
Yes. And so you did a knit along with her.
Yeah.
She made one, and you made this. And this is also yarn by Ale.
Mm-hmm. See.
This
Sock.
is Pura Sock.
Pura Sock.
Do you remember the colorway?
Sky.
This is so nice and big. It's just one skein.
Only one.
Just one skein of fingering weight yarn. I need to design more one skein shawls.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make more diseños de una madeja sola.
¿Hiciste más?
No, tengo que hacer más.
Yes, I think yes.
Why? Do you have more?
Yes, I have. The only one.
Okay. This is nice.
¿Cómo se dice cuando no soy leal?
When you're cheating on me.
Yes, I am cheating on you because I have another designer.
I know you have adopted another designer. Okay. But you adopted Helen.
Yes.
At the beginning of this year.
Yes.
Curious Handmade. Okay, tell us about this shawl. Contanos.
This is Malabrigo Sock.
Arbol, I think Arbol is the colorway name. And it's fingering weight. How many skeins?
Only one.
One skein?
Only one.
And?
El patrón se llama, espérate, el segundo.
The pattern is called Tierra de Tejedores.
Exactly.
And it's...
yes. It is Tierra de Tejedores, yes.
And this is the second design by our friend Winelvi that I have talked about before. So this is called Tierra de Tejedores. It's only available in Spanish, or?
It is only in Spanish.
Only in Spanish. And it means land of knitters. Tierra de Tejedores.
Le agregué los piquitos.
Mom says that this Pica Pau bind off wasn't there in the pattern, but she added it. And
finished.
Yes, these are your finished objects.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very colorful. I am definitely not.
Look, very colored.
Yes. I am definitely not that colorful. And I have only one finished object, but I am proud of it. So I finished a pair of socks. These are very simple vanilla socks.
Qué suave.
Worked in
stockinette
stitch. It is very soft. This yarn was a gift from my friend Connie from Chile. Her brand is called ChileKnitz. It's a beautiful gray color with some orange, neon orange, and like coral pink speckles, and like also like a space dye there. And I did like a twisted ribbing, but then everything else is stockinette stitch. I used almost the full skein, not almost the full skein. No, I had leftover, but I didn't make them as short as I usually make them. And these are for my size US 9 or European 40.
Very nice.
It is really, really nice to work with. This is her Nube yarn. I think it's merino and nylon, but it's definitely called Nube, which means cloud, and the colorway is called Fireworks. So if you like it, I highly recommend Connie's yarn. It's super soft, and this color makes me really happy. It's neutral enough for me, but it has really nice color. Really nice color.
Very nice. Very nice color and very nice wool.
Yarn. So you can have them.
For me?
For you.
Oh,
for your cold feet. For your cold
for
feet.
My trip.
In the US.
Yes.
Yes. I hope that they are warm enough for you.
Yes, I'm sure.
Well, that's my only finished object for today, but I wanted to let you all know that tomorrow, Friday, I am releasing a pattern that I have talked about here in the journal before, and I have shown it, but I am finally launching the pattern. This is called Circle of Friends shawl, and I wrote a story about it in the pattern page, and I was sharing the story of the yarn. So sorry if you have heard this story many times before, because I have talked about this yarn many times before, but this yarn is called Monkey Sock, and the base is called Monkey Sock, and it is dyed by a company called Yarn Experiments, and the dyer is called Monica, and she's a Latin maker, and she lives in one of the Carolinas, North Carolina or South Carolina, I don't remember, and we became friends through Instagram, and she watches our Spanish-speaking podcast that I used to do with Vero. And then last year she learned that I was going to be teaching in Georgia, and she said that she wasn't very far and she wanted to meet up, and she couldn't get a place for the classes that I was teaching, and I said yes, that would be nice to have a drink and meet up and chat and get to know each other. So she came, and she wanted to bring some yarn for me. So first I said, okay, just one skein, because I don't know if I can use it for a design, and I don't know if I'm going to use it, and I didn't want to take yarn from her that I didn't know if I was ever going to use, because I know how expensive it is to make yarn and to buy the yarn base and then to use all the time to make the yarn. But then she said she got so inspired that she created a whole collection of colorways inspired by Argentina, and she came to Savannah and she showed me these beautiful 7 colors. And she wanted me to take them all, but of course I couldn't. That wouldn't have been so nice. So she asked me to pick 2, and I picked these 2 colorways. So the brown is called Merienda, and it means afternoon tea, and the beige is called Rosario, and it is a nice city here in Argentina, not very far from where we live. And so when I was designing this, I wanted to experiment. I wanted to add these bubbles that were in the contrasting color, and then I wanted to create some kind of like a bubble design. And as I was making these little rounds of bubbles, I was thinking this looked like people actually sitting together in a round table, knitting together, or chatting, or having a picnic, or I don't know. And I kept thinking about friends looking at each other, and then I looked at the shawl, and I thought, wow, there are so many circles of friends actually. So my reflection was at the time, and I wrote about this on Instagram, but I still think the same, and when I wrote this, it was a time when I was missing my friends because I was so busy with the bag business, and I felt that I was falling off of Instagram. I wasn't aware of what everyone was up to, and I couldn't stay up to date with what everyone was working about. I'm normally a long time on Instagram, and I'm aware of all the trends, and I'm aware of, you know, who's hot right now, and I felt I was falling off the loop, and I thought, okay, but maybe it's time to move from this circle and move to a different circle for a while and build another circle, or do something else. And it got me thinking about how during all this time that I have been knitting, I have been part of different groups of circles, like local artisans, and then designers, and then test knitters, and then random friends that I met somewhere, and then dyers and teachers, and in each group I've learned so much, but each group interacts differently, and sometimes someone leaves that circle to go to another circle, but then it leaves a place open, and then they might come back. So I don't know, I was reflecting over all of these years that I've been designing, and I've been part of the knitting community. And it sounds silly, because I promise I was just looking at these bubbles and I was thinking of all those things, but it made me want to name this shawl Circle of Friends. So Circle of Friends, it's a 2 skein fingering weight shawl. You don't need all the yarn. You definitely need more than half of each skein, so I recommend having 2 new skeins, but you won't run out of yarn if you have 2 full skeins of fingering weight. I added a little fringe.
I think I must need it.
Yes. We're going to choose yarn for you.
Yes.
And I am also really into these more boho style for these last years. I've been really into bubbles and fringe and things that don't look so tidy, things that look a bit more rugged. So I added a fringe to make it look a bit more boho chic.
¿Qué es boho?
Bohemio, así como
libre, free.
Libre, exacto. So Circle of Friends shawl, it is coming to Ravelry tomorrow, November 29. If I manage to upload this on November 28, please check tomorrow and maybe support my pattern, because that would make me really, really happy, because I haven't published many things in a while, and I really want to feel connected with everyone knitting again.
This is very nice to be connected again.
Yes.
With the circle of friends.
Yes, yes. So that is not a new finished object, but a featured pattern for today.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a few works in progress. I'm going first. Voy yo primero.
Yes,
¿Parece?
yes, but my knitting progress. Yes, here.
I brought it.
Yes, yes. Sorry.
Oh, I wanted to show you a new acquisition that I got from my friend Amy in Paris. And she was vending at Barcelona Knit Festival, which happened 2 weeks ago. And I was not there, and I was very miserable and sad because I had decided not to go, because last year I came home a little bit tired, but then all my friends were there, and especially my best friend Ale was there, and that made me feel really sad and miserable that I wasn't there with her. So Ale went and said hello to everyone there for me. And when she met Amy, Amy sent this with Ale for me. So this is La Bien Aimée yarn, and it's her collaboration with Rosa Pomar. Rosa Pomar is a Portuguese brand that sells a lot of things in their shop, but their brand makes wool that is produced with sustainable fibers or Portuguese and Spanish types of wool. So this is a 100% Portuguese wool, sourced, scored, and milled in Portugal. The base is called Mondin, and it is dyed by Paris dyer La Bien Aimée. The colorway is called Storm. And Amy said, it was great, so I thought of you. And then she sent me also another really nice collaboration that it's one of her pins in collaboration with Nerd Bird Makery. These are made by another friend of mine. We have met a couple of times, Tao. She is based in Portland, Oregon, and she makes the most amazing knitting notions like t-shirts, project bags, enamel pins, and they all have really nice messages that I identify with. So I really like her company. This says Tricoté Bay. I don't know what bay is, but I will look it up. So that is an acquisition. And then I wanted to share with you that I learned how to crochet. So this happened because Molla Mills, she's a Finnish, very famous Finnish crochet designer. She specializes in ¿cómo se llama? Tapestry crochet, which is similar to color work, but in crochet. And she came to Argentina and she's teaching a series of workshops. She's touring around, and I think she's going to other countries in Latin America too.
She's going to Montevideo.
Montevideo and Chile, yeah. And sorry. Oh. And I think she's also going to visit Brazil again. She's been there a few times, and maybe more Central American countries too. But when I heard that she was coming to Argentina, I wanted to come and meet her and be a part of it, just because no one ever comes to Argentina to teach classes. My friend Vera once agreed to teach classes. She was very happy. We had her teach a class at our summer house, and everyone who came was extremely happy. But that was a very exceptional thing. We are very grateful that Vera said yes to that. But normally, I think because of the economy, it's very expensive for people to afford these kind of workshops, and so teachers don't have a huge audience. But I think things are changing, and even though it's still extremely difficult for someone to pay for $100 course, people are indulging and saving, and sometimes they can pay in installments, and that make things easier for Argentine people to have the chance to attend some really international level courses. So of course I wanted to be part of it, but I didn't know how to crochet, and I signed up for this course about 2 months ago, and I only remembered that I had this course 2 days before the class. So I called my friend Ale and I said, Ale, I am taking this course. Oh, sorry. I don't know what's going on today. I'm taking this course. Can you teach me how to crochet? So Ale came and we picked up a hook, and she taught me some basics. So in the class description, they had told us we needed to know single crochet, double crochet, and half double crochet, which in Spanish we call medio punto, vareta y media vareta. And so that's what I learned. And I have all of this in my Pampa bucket bag. This is one of our bags. This was a prototype that we made in just baqueta leather, but we are producing this instead in other colors. So of course I'm keeping the rejected prototype.
So do I.
Yes. And so these are little swatches that we made using leftover wool in several colors. We held 3 strands of yarn together to make it go a little bit faster. And so once I had already become more confident with the stitches that I was learning, I came upstairs and I looked at some of my magazines. I don't have a ton of magazines, but I have a few, mostly magazines that I have designed for, to be honest. So I get a contributor's copy of these magazines, and one of these magazines was Making Magazine number 5. The issue is called Color. So I thought, Making magazines, they make a lot of things in Making Magazine. It's a magazine about making, right? So they make things like embroidery and patchwork and collage and like rug hooking and what else? Bookbinding. And yeah, this is a nice needle case pattern. Let me show you. Maybe I need to make one of these. A nice needle case pattern, and it has a lot of things, and I'm like, no, wait, there has to be some kind of crochet. They even have this beautiful backpack pattern. They have a knitting pattern by yours truly. Let me show you that. Since I'm showing everything, I might as well show you what I made for this magazine. This was my design for the magazine, and this is one of my most complicated designs to date, and I'm very proud of it. It's called Mint Leaves, and it's knit in the bias, as you can see here. It's knit in the bias, and then I found it. Then I was looking for something crochet and hoping that it would be something simple enough. And oh my god, where is the photograph? I'm sorry, I'm so slow. Okay, I don't want to show you guys the pattern, but see, it's this bag, and let me see if I can find a better photo. But it's all of the bag, the entire bag is made using half double stitch, and I thought, oh, I already have learned half double stitch. I can make it. I will never find the bag photo, Mom. I don't know. Ah, yeah, here it is. Sorry about all of that rambling about. So this bag is made using half double stitch, and I think that they're using single crochet for the seams, and that's what we started. We started making all the pieces for the bag. We haven't yet put it together. I'm waiting for Ale to come home. Here are more pieces. We were just using random leftovers. Ale made one herself too. And yes, for this, and I am going to use some white yarn to put it together. This is the Rerum Natura Ulysse, and I am using hook 5.5 clover hook, 5.5 millimeters. So after making all of these pieces, I felt confident enough to go to my crochet workshop, which was last night. So it was at a store that I also mentioned a few times. It's called Budetex, and it is owned by a guy who's making a lot of really cool things here in Argentina. He's promoting a lot of designers and makers and dyers and teachers, and he's really invested in making things happen here. He's the one who actually invited Molla to come, and she said yes. So this is the project that we were learning how to make yesterday. It's a backpack with the tapestry crochet technique, and here's a schematic, and yes, so here's some more views. I don't think the pattern gives you instructions on how to put it together. I think it just says something like sew it together and like add a zipper or something like that, but it gives you instructions on how to use the tapestry technique. So I went over there. This bag is made with single crochet all around, and well, I had to learn how to carry the yarn that I'm not using inside the stitches, which was kind of tricky, but I did a nice start, I think. And everyone was making a larger size. I decided that I would never finish a single round of this if I was going for the full amount of stitches. Just imagine my speed. Just imagine how fast Argentine knitters are, because they crochet the whole time, like everyone crochets here. So they were like super speed, super speed, super speed, super speed, and I was. So I cast on a lot fewer stitches, and this will probably, if I ever finish this, this will probably be some kind of like a little pencil case or pouch.
A pouch.
A pouch, yes. But I made it. I had a great time in the workshop, and we got all the materials we needed included with the workshop. This cotton is a new cotton also from Argentina, and it is a new sort of like a collaboration. They are selling this cotton in collaboration with crochet designer Pica Pau. She's also Argentine, and she designs a lot of amigurumis. You probably know her if you are a crocheter and you like amigurumis. You know who I am talking about. And she's very famous, and she is now branding and selling her most popular colorways in these 50-gram or 100-gram balls of
Does she
cotton.
dye them?
I think she doesn't hand dye them. There's a mill. It's industrial dyeing, yes. So the yarn that we got to make this yesterday were 3 skeins of her cotton yarn, and they also gave us a crochet hook, a nice knit browsing crochet hook. You can have it. You crochet more than I do.
I don't know it.
Maybe you can finish this for me.
Yes,
I will teach
but
you.
you must teach me the way to
Yes,
do it.
it's kind of difficult.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never really crocheted that way.
Yeah, but it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it makes this very thick fabric.
I think with the instructions I could do it.
Yes,
I think.
and it has a chart. I'm not going to show the whole chart, but
You
there's
know,
a chart.
I am perseverant.
Yes, there's a chart with each square belongs to one stitch. Okay.
Put the hook over there.
Yes. So that was my experimenting with crochet. And yeah, do you have a work in progress?
Yes, I have a work in progress. Look, I have this.
You cannot show that one.
No, I cannot. I only can show the.
Yes, you can show the yarn. Well, Mom is knitting a design that I made for Pom Pom magazine, and she test knit the most relevant part of the design. We are not going to say what kind of design it is.
But I only can say that it is delightful.
Yes, it's probably one of the most beautiful things I've knit. I've enjoyed it tremendously. It also coincided that I was not producing much, and the things that I was producing were bound to have a deadline, and they were secret. So that also contributed to me really feeling that I didn't have anything to show you, but I was designing for 2 magazines, for Pom Pom magazine and for Vogue Knitting Live. So Mom cannot show you what she's knitting. Good thing that I told you before you got it out. But she's using Fino from Manos del Uruguay in the colorway Rose Water. I am sorry, Mom.
Yes, I saw you knitting this nice sweater, and I always said you, oh, I like it too much, and you said, well, you are going to do it for you.
Yes, and I got her the yarn. Yes.
Sorry, I have nothing else.
You have nothing else?
Nothing else.
You're just working on that one?
Only one.
Okay. I have 2 works in progress more, besides my crochet experiments. I am making a very warm hat. Let me see.
Very warm.
Very, very thick hat. The yarn that I'm using, let me see if it shows better like that. The yarn that I'm using is by Barnyard Knits, and it's their DK 100% superwash merino, and the colorway is Riverwalk, and it's beautiful. It's these browns and grays and black and reds. So what I wanted to do was, what I wanted to make was a hat with a very, very thick brim. So it actually folds twice, and knit with small needles so that it's dense and very warm, because I am also going to be very cold in January. And this is why you saw 2 bands of ribbing for the hat, because there's ribbing here, and then there's this brim with bubbles and cables, and then the body of the hat is ribbing again. So this is what it's
I
going
think
to.
I must knit one for me.
You must knit everything.
What do you think?
I think so, yes. So this is what my hat is looking like.
You look like a cosaco.
I don't know the English word for that, but it's very warm. Yeah. Right now my ears are super warm. Super, super warm.
Let me try it.
Yes.
And it protects my, ¿cómo se dice audífonos?
Hearing aids.
Yes.
Yes. It looks really cool. You even have this cool...
Only one.
Yes, it looks really awesome. You should wear it like that, with your fringe coming out.
Only one.
Yes. Yes. So what do you think?
Very nice.
Do you like it?
Yes, of course.
So I have 3 skeins of this. So maybe if you want to use the same color.
I don't know if I have one at home.
Of this? No.
No?
No. But you can have the other skein and a half,
Okay.
and we can make the same
Okay.
hat.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really nice yarn. And I had 3 skeins, but I really wanted to use this for this hat, so I thought, okay, I don't care, I'm going to use it anyway, even if it's too much for a hat. But now if Mom makes one, then we won't feel it's such a waste to break a 3 skein lot.
Well, I have to knit this one and this one.
No, wait, you have to knit what's coming next.
And this one.
No, you have to knit this one coming next. Okay.
I think it is very difficult.
Yes, it is.
Let me see.
It is a little bit difficult. Okay, and this was me thinking, what the hell? Sorry about that, but I want to knit something that makes me super, super happy. I want to make the things that make me happy again. I want to knit a lot of gables. So
I want to knit a lot of
stockinette feet. A lot of sleeves you want to knit. So this is truly a lot of gables, more than I imagined. I think I overcompensated for what was missing in my life, just a bit of knitting. But okay, this is a new design that I'm working on. I am loving it as much as anyone can love cables as myself. And it is amazing. I really, really love it. The construction is the simplest you could ever think of. And it's just tons and tons and tons of cables. So it goes really,
the only
really...
things are the cables.
Yes. So it goes really, 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 really slowly. But I'm going to make it. My goal is to have it ready when we go to Bow Knitting Live, so I can wear it at Bow Knitting Live. And
do you think we have enough time?
I have enough time. My idea was that you were wearing a matching sweater, so that we could have a mom and daughter sweater.
And how do you think we are going to do it?
I don't know how you feel about that. How do you feel about that?
Me animo?
I dare.
I dare, but
it's a lot of cables.
It is a lot.
It is a lot, and it's kind of boxy.
Do you trust me?
Yes. Yes, always.
So?
Also, I don't think that I have 5 skeins of yarn for you. So, here in my stash, I don't think I have yarn for you in such a big lot of fingering weight. So, what I'm thinking is that maybe you want to fade it.
You may too?
You want to fade it.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes, because it's so easy.
Yes. Don't worry.
We will figure something out. We're looking at a wall of yarn. Look, this is our wall of yarn that we're looking at constantly. There you go. And we have more yarn. We have more yarn here also.
And we have more in Boca Raton.
We have more at the summer house. Yes. So we'll have to think about something.
And we have some skins at my home.
Some skeins at your house?
Yes, I have.
Yes, we will figure something out. So cheer for us. Cheer for us. If we make it, it will be a huge accomplishment. Because not only has Mom knit her sweater, but it means that I also wrote the pattern for her in time.
Yeah.
Which is not a minor thing. So, the yarn that I'm using is La Bien Aimée Sport, Merino Sport. Beautiful yarn. I highly recommend this yarn. Great stitch definition for cables. It is sport, or it's called sport, but this behaves like a fingering weight yarn. It really is something like a heavy fingering yarn. Maybe not the brightest idea for winter time, but I have been there in New York. I have been to Bow Knitting Live, and I know that once you get inside, it's quite warm. So we wouldn't want to be walking around with something that is very heavy. So that's why I picked a fingering weight yarn. I probably should have planned better and not add 250 cables, but that's what happened. And yeah, so La Bien Aimée Merino Sport in Patagonia colorway.
And what about the pattern?
For this,
is the pattern growing?
The pattern will grow over the weekend. Yes. So this is my new these are my new works in progress, and I'm really liking them. Really liking both of them. The hat will be done soon. Do you have something else to share with us? Okay.
Only secrets.
So the last, I wanted to show you a couple of things that happened at Joji and Company that I haven't showed you yet. The first one is that we finally designed circular needle wallet. So a couple of journals ago I had shown you our interchangeable needle wallet called the Fix wallet for interchangeable needles. As always, this is a rejected prototype because we decided not to go with the contrasting stitching, so I kept it myself. And this time I kept a good prototype because this came out well from the beginning, so we didn't have any rejects. So this is our Fix circular needle wallet. Is completely made out of leather. What happened is that when we came out with our Fix circular wallet, let me rephrase it. When we designed our interchangeable needle wallet, it was because I wanted one. I needed one. I use mostly interchangeable needles. I travel with them all the time, and I really hated the case that my needles came in. So one of the first products that I wanted to develop was a wallet for my interchangeable needles. And then as we were going through the design process and testing a lot of prototypes, a lot of knitters kept saying like, oh, we wish you would come up with an idea for a fixed circular. We don't like interchangeables because they unscrew, or they had all sorts of different reasons. And it took us a long while to come up with an idea that was compact enough. For Joji and Company, space is very important. Most of us travel a lot with our knitting, and even if we don't go far, we go to weekends with friends, or we go to knitting meetings, and we never know if we're going to start a new project, or we're going to need a different needle size for the ribbing or the hems or whatever. So sometimes we just want to be safe and we want to carry a lot of different needle sizes, but every needle case that I see for circular needles is either this bulky sort of like accordion type that becomes really big once you load it, or everyone was suggesting like a CD case, and they use each slot for CDs, and that was not something so attractive for me to work on, because it's just, we would have to use a lot of plastic, and I couldn't, for a long time I couldn't come up with a solution that I liked until we came up with this one. Another concern is the use of leather. The inside of all of our wallets is made of the leather itself. We don't use cheaper materials inside like some wallets do. So we had to make the most of each piece of leather. So it was also a challenge for that, but I think we made it. So this is our fixed circular needle, and in order to make the best use of leather, the needles are placed in different directions. So right now in my needle wallet I have stored 17 needles, circular needles. In this page, for example, you can see there are 4 slots with stitching in between, and then to avoid cables to come out and become undone, we added these poppers that even if the cables become crazy like this, you can just put them back in place and tie the snap like that, and it will hold your needles. But then we were also worried that this would happen when you're closing your wallet and that the cables could come out like a sandwich. so we added a zipper that keeps everything inside, so you never have a cable popping out, you never have any tips of your needles coming off of your wallet, and it really has the size of a wallet, and it's now storing 16 circular needles. We have also added 2 slit pockets. We didn't add any zippers here because we thought that this would make the wallet even more expensive and it would make it bulkier, so we just decided to make slits, and inside I store things like this beautiful Grocery Girls needle gauge, and you can have your needle gauge, your tape measure, scissors, whatever, and it's safe because there's a zipper that locks everything inside anyway. So yeah, we call this our fixed needle wallet. Now we are currently out of stock, but we are constantly trying to make more. They are all individually handmade with 100% locally sourced materials, including zippers and pulls and poppers, and of course the leather is Argentine. Yeah, we have them in our store. Normally it's ChileKnitz.com shop, and we have made them in black, brown and red. Mom owns
I have my
red one. Yeah, and so that was an introduction to our fixed needle wallet. I hope you like it. I'm very proud of that design. I love when something comes out really compact and really useful and practical. And the last thing I'll show you is and one of our EPA pouches. These are our Notion pouches, and this one has been worn for a long time. I've been testing the leather, and this is a sneak peek of a holiday special that is coming to our shop around mid-December. So stay tuned, we'll have more news about that next month, and I hope that you will keep supporting our bag businesses, because now there are lots of people who work there and are very happy that you enjoy what they make and what they know how to do. So,
las canastas.
Oh, the baskets, yes. So, sorry. Another thing that we brought to Joji and Company, and these are sold out also, are these little baskets, or like purses that are made by Argentine women from an originary people community called the Com or Tobas.
From the north.
From the north, they live in the province of Chaco. These are very marginalized communities, and they live a very hard life. For centuries, they have been chased away, and their land has been taken. And they live isolated. Yes, their culture is an isolated culture. They are worshippers of nature and land, and the civilization has really destroyed the places where they live. So they keep moving to farther and farther places in order to preserve
inside the forest,
to preserve their culture and their community identity. These people are called COM. Their community is called COM, QOM. You can read about them in Wikipedia. The articles are really accurate and they tell a lot about their history. And those are my kids. And sorry, we had to make sure that someone was opening the door for them. So yes, I found a co-op in Chaco that lives in the deep forest, and the artisans there are very skilled. This is one of traditional comb designs for basket weaving, and there was a WhatsApp number there saying, if you want to make an order, just contact us and we'll send you what we know how to do. So I sent them a text message and said, would you like to send me some bags? And we make accessories for knitters, and I think that we would really enjoy your baskets for knitting. So they sent me a batch of baskets, and I like them so much that I ordered a second batch, slightly smaller, so that I can export them and send these their crafts to the world. So this week we had a small update. We only had 9 of these baskets to export, but we just packed them and shipped them to the world, and we're really proud that we can share with everyone the ability of the COM people, the what they know how to do. Sometimes it's so scary for an artisan to think about exporting, and
it's impossible for them.
The logistics are really so scary here in Argentina, and the situation is not easy. It's not easy to find information on how can I send something with DHL or FedEx, and you wonder, like, are there people who would pay for what I make? And I have that opportunity. I have the audience that is willing to learn about a community and is willing to pay for a handmade product. And I have the whole system going on. I know how to export. I know how to...
You have the way.
Yes. So everything, like in this case, it didn't feel good for me to make a profit out of these baskets. I just want to receive them and send them to the world. So I just wanted to make that clear, that I'm very respectful for originary people and what they know how to do, and I would never make a profit on what they know, but I'm happy that I know how to export what they want to make in order to take it to the world. So those were the Chaco bags. We sold them this week. I am in good relationship with the co-op, and I have already asked them to send me a new batch. So whenever they send another one, rest assured we will list them on our shop and we will have them for sale. With that said, I hope I will see you again soon, maybe next week or the next one, and hopefully I will have more knitting content to share with you now that I am trying to get back to my knitting world. Thank you for being here, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.